to cold nights and high humidity. Over time, this causes oil to thicken, which creates acid. This increases the oil's viscosity and decreases its ability to protect and flow throughout the engine. Oil stops protecting the engine and accumulates into sludge deposits, increasing its viscosity. This is due to heat and pressure that breaks down the oil's protective additives and its ability to disperse deposits before they form. Vapors from worn-out oil are also sent to the air induction system, where they can stick and form gummy deposits in the air manifold, ports, and on valves. BGMOA, part number 110M, disperses deposits before they can form, and this reduces oil oxidation and thickening for longer oil life and engine protection. In a recent survey, dealership service managers use BGMOA 4-to-1 over any other motor oil additive on the market. The BG oil change service should be performed every 10,000 kilometers for GDI and 20,000 for port fuel injected engines. Ask your BG Middle East representative for more information on BG oil services. From BG Products Incorporated, BG, the worldwide leader in automotive maintenance services since 1971.
Is your engine just not feeling like it did when it was new? Poor power, lost performance, and a decrease in miles per gallon? It could be due to carbon deposits that build up in as few as 5,000 miles. Using BG 44K Platinum at regular intervals will keep your engine free of fuel system deposits. No wonder automotive experts chose BG 44K 4-to-1 over the nearest aftermarket competitor. Ask for BG 44K Platinum at your next oil change.
BG cause corrosion or anything like that. By reabsorbing it and burning it out through the system, it makes it a lot better. And so what I'll do is I've got this one here. This one, the heat, is the best-selling product in the world as far as this goes. I take some water. I don't want a great deal. We don't get a great deal in every tankful. Just something like that in the bottom of the tube. Okay? Now, if you'll notice, water and petrol do not mix. So when I shake it up, you will see the water droplets forming on the side of the tube. Okay? Just a little bit, still on the side of the tube. And then it will start to reappear. It's all good, well and good me talking about it, but can we do anything about this in there? This is heat. Number one selling additive in the world. Single additive. Okay, I pour it in here. This is going to absorb the water. Okay, first of all, you can start to see there are still some droplets with the water at the bottom. Okay, I don't actually need to shake it, but we will. First of all, you'll notice that it's gone. There is no water left at the bottom. Okay? Nothing running down there at all. That will actually stay like that for years. BG, which do you think works best for you in your car? Which is going to do the best job?
이정아, 이 파일을 핸드폰으로 받아서 유튜브 같은 데 올릴 수 있어?
그래, 유튜브에 들어가니까. 유튜브 들어가면
아니 왜 그러냐면 이제 내 거 핸드폰으로 받아서 내가 내 사이트에다 올리게. 가능해? 네. 응? 근데 지금 이거 핸드폰으로 찍고 있잖아 이거. 그래서 내 유튜브에 올리려고. 있는 거 있어?
유튜브에 있다니까, 유튜브에 영상이.
아니 내 유튜브에 올리려고.
그럼 내가 찾아줄게.
Hello, my name's Ralph Shattuck. What I want to do today is demonstrate to you the effectiveness of BGMOA. Okay, this is our oil additive for petrol engines. And what we're going to demonstrate in this little one is the effectiveness of friction modification. Only one step. And this is a demonstration, not a test. So, what I need for this demonstration, obviously, is a can of product. MOA. Note the new labels. We need contaminants. Water. Oil, which we're going to put in here. And we're going to have some petrol. Okay, in this case, or favorite thing out there, okay? And you will need a plentiful supply if you're going to do the things that I do. Okay, so here's how we do it. First of all, we have a bearing, a new bearing inside here. When I press down on it, we will be getting some pressure between these two metal surfaces. When there's no oil at all in there, we're going to get friction, which you'll hear the noise, the squealing noise. That is actually metal bonding together and breaking off. So we're creating a lot of wear inside this engine, okay, with no lubrication at all. So the simplest way to do it, when I press down on here, with the bearing running, I'm going to push down until it locks up, and then a member of the audience is going to give me the number that it reads down here in pounds per square. Push down. For safety, and then we get the reading from here. $25 pounds per square inch of pressure. That's not very high compared to what you get actually generated in an engine. But if you look right here, you can see the amount of wear that we've got on that engine, that bearing surface, just running it with that pressure with no oil present. Now I have a brand new surface. So what we do next is I take my oil, just a generic oil. We do have others, and you can use anybody's oil in this, okay? We put enough oil in here until we get a film of oil on the bearing surface. This is our cushioning effect that we get from an oil to stop the friction. Now we repeat the process with oil between the two metal surfaces, and we take another reading of pounds per square inch on this meter again. Okay? Slowly. Okay, let me do it once more to make sure we didn't get a misread. Okay? Okay? It didn't actually change very much, did it? As I push down on here, we're actually forcing the oil out of the way. And the thinner the oil, the easier it moves out of the way. So we have, again, no lubrication in there. So we're creating wear. This happens even faster when the oil is old. Let's look at the bearing surface again. It is scored very badly. Okay? That means I'm creating a lot of wear inside this engine. I'm also getting a lot of metal going around through the engine, which is actually causing more wear in other parts of the engine. It's just like sandblasting it. Up, the more I get, the quicker it wears out the engine. Okay? Now what we're going to do is see how MOA works. I'm going to do it first, though, with an old bearing surface. So now we've got an old car, and I want to see what are the effects on an old car by adding MOA to it. So we take MOA. So we now add some MOA until we get to a little red color. Okay? Now we have a little red inside the system. So obviously I've used a little bit more than we normally do, but it's very hard to put a couple, just a fraction in there. But this is a demonstration. It is not a test. So now I'm going to see what effect it had on this old bearing surface. So when I press down on it again slowly, I need somebody from the audience. Okay? Okay. 75. So it's a little better. A slight improvement on the old one. Okay, well let's see what effect it had on the bearing. This is the impressive part. When we start to look at the bearing now, if you remember what it was like before, it was all scored and ridged like that. Now you can actually see it is starting to be polished. So now we have a nice polished surface coming into contact with another polished surface. This is an old car. What happens with a new car when you start from brand new? Okay, let's do it again. We'll be fair. Don't forget we only went to 75, but they had new bearing surfaces to start with. So now we turn it to a new bearing surface. I put my thing back on here. Again, we do it slowly. How's that? Okay. Okay, let's do it. We're going to contaminate this oil. That's a lot of oil. water going in there. So we've contaminated it with water. What else? Every time I turn the engine off, petrol or gasoline or diesel fuel runs down past the ring, the little bit that's left on there. So that gets into your oil as well. We're diluting this poor old oil down really badly. You can see it starting to foam a little bit on the bearing surface. The other thing, 1 to 4 pounds of sulfurous and night darker now. Ever seen oil that's dirty like that? Foamy like that? It's getting ethylene glycol in there because the head gasket's leaking. Look at the condition of it now. How is this going to work? Your wife gets up and gets in the car into this one. Okay? A brand new car with dirty oil in it. I'm going to push down slowly, okay? And see what the reaction is. Not a sound
정상아,
yet.
차 들어왔다.
Just to get a little. Actually, if I go like that, we're really putting it up, but you can hear it's actually getting quieter and quieter. Quite impressive, wasn't it? Look at the bearing surface. Look at the reaction that we're going to have on a new car. See that little mark there? That's it. With all of that pressure and all of that torque that we created, you can barely feel it. It's just a polish mark. So now we're going to have an engine, even if you don't change the oil when you should, we're still not going to create that wear for quite a long time. We can go a lot longer with MOA in it than you can without. Okay? Before you use this machine again or do anything, you can certainly pass the bearing around to everybody during each stage or whatever you like. At the end of it, pass that bearing around. They'll be impressed.
Carbon deposits can build on your fuel system's injectors, pistons, combustion chambers, valves, and intake and exhaust ports in as few as 5,000 miles, resulting in lost power and engine performance and lost fuel economy. Using BG44K at regular intervals will keep your engine free of fuel system deposits for life. According to a recent survey, BG44K is preferred 3-to-1 over any other fuel system cleaner by service managers nationwide, and is backed with the lifetime BG protection plan for engine fuel systems at no extra charge.
Hello, I'm Ralph Shabak, Regional Market Manager for BG Products. I'm also a trainer for BG at BG University. So I like to go out in the field and demonstrate to people exactly what happens with our chemicals. What I'm going to do now is demonstrate the effects of BG MOA, part number 110. I'm going to demonstrate the effects every 2,000 miles of driving, approximately every 3,000 kilometers of driving. Okay? So we want to show how these harmful
네, 잠깐만 기다리세요.
for a certain amount of time. The longer you extend your oil change intervals, the worse those effects become. Okay? So this is a simple way to demonstrate it. What I need for this demonstration, obviously, is a can of product. BGMOA part number 110. I need a rag, a regular old shop rag, sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, 92% pure. A pair of glasses, just in case. Okay, for me it helps me to see anyway, but just for safety, you might need some goggles. Okay, got it right there. The first thing you have to do is remove any jewelry or anything like that. We don't want to run the risk of getting acid underneath those and burning yourself. On my hands. Okay, simple, little puddle there like that. Now you can do this with oil and leave it in a puddle, you'll have no problem. So I rub it in like a hand cream. It has certain other properties to it as well. First of all, you'll notice that I'm giving it a nice coating absolutely everywhere, between my fingers or anything like that, so that I don't have any problems if I make a mess with the acid that I'm putting it on. Okay, but now is I take my concentrated sulfuric acid and drip it in the palm of my hand. Maybe 10 drops or so. It doesn't really matter. Now we have a nice little puddle of sulfuric acid sitting right there in the palm of my hand. The reason for coating everything is if I'm talking and I tip it and it runs down between my fingers, I'm not going to burn myself. So I keep my hand flat and pour it in there. Okay. Simple. Now, what does this do with an engine? Okay, well, under normal circumstances, we build the acids inside that engine. What happens if I get a heat gasket leak? A slow one or a fast one? Slowly, I'm putting ethylene glycol and water into my oil. Ethylene glycol is acidic, and the acid is left behind. It etches into the metal rather rapidly if you don't have this pressure. Now, people don't believe that this is acid. Let me just do a quick demonstration. This is not one of the magic tricks. I'm not David Copperfield or any of these guys or Chris Angel. Okay? But we do that, I soak it up quickly and I rub it off. Okay? As you can see, the acid starts to react on the rag pretty quickly and burns a hole straight through the rag. Okay? It's nasty stuff, it's strong stuff. If I made a mistake, in the same way that it protected your engine. Okay? We want maximum protection, not just friction modification, not just this. We're also going to show you how it reacts in a little while with formation of carbon inside the engine. Dramatic change in the engine, how it reacts.
1톤 트럭의 신개념 일체형 쇼바 A쇼 탄생. 중량짐을 실었을 때, 코너링동 때 출렁, 특히 차량대 짐을 실었을 때 그랑그랑하셨죠. 이제 트럭 KCM 모터스의 일체형 쇼바 A쇼가 속 시원히 해결해드립니다. 특히 타이어와 차체가 가까이 붙어있는 냉동 탑차, 하루차, 캠핑카 등에는 성능이 탁월합니다. 전국 장착 직업점에서 쉽고 편하게 교체가 가능합니다. 바퀴 및 기본 쇼바를 탈거합니다. 부식 및 관통 볼트를 재사용하여 A쇼에 장착합니다. 스프링의 탄성을 조절합니다. 타이어를 재장착합니다. 1톤 트럭의 신개념 일체형 쇼 KCM 모터스 A쇼.